Making headlines tonight. Vietnamese president pays a 2-day visit to Cambodia, meeting with His Majesty the King and the Queen Mother, Prime Minister Hun Sen, President of Senate and President of the National Assembly. A journey of wonder is launched at the Angkor International Festival of Arts as the newest video campaign to boost tourism in Siem Reap goes ahead. Cambodian jet ski rider wins gold medal at the Jet Ski Pro Tour 2021 in Thailand. And Sydney lit up with Christmas lights, encouraging residents to get out and enjoy the season after a hard year of lockdown against the spread of COVID-19. This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. My name is Paolo Bonini. Vietnamese President Giang Jong-puk paid a courtesy visit to His Majesty King Norodom Sihamoni at the Royal Palace on Tuesday morning. The President of Vietnam is leading a high-level delegation for a 2-day official state visit to Cambodia, starting on Tuesday. During his visit, the Vietnamese president presented King Norodom Sihamoni with a donation of $100,000 as support for the king's humanitarian mission to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Cambodia. After concluding his visit with King Norodom Sihamoni, the Vietnamese president went on to meet the Queen Mother, Norodom Moniniat Sihanouk, at the revered Kontiat Bopa Shrine in the Royal Palace grounds. Previously, the former president of Vietnam had also met with King Norodom Sihamoni, Great Supreme Patriarch Tep Phong, Supreme Patriarch Bo Kri during an official visit to Cambodia, while laying wreaths at the Independence Monument and the flower baskets at the statue of His Majesty King Norodom Sihanouk, the former king of Cambodia. Just give me copy in the middle of the fucking night. Just give me the fucking copy. The Vietnamese President Xi Jinping paid a courtesy visit to the President of the Senate of Cambodia, Sai Chung, on Tuesday afternoon. This visit is part of the Vietnamese President's two-day official state visit to Cambodia. EAC News reporter Dashana Gochan has more details.
After concluding his visit with the King and Queen Mother and laying a wreath at the Independence Monument to pay respects to the soul of former King Norodom Sihanouk, the Vietnamese president continued his official state visit by meeting the President of the Senate of Cambodia, Sai Chung. The two officials sat down and discussed bilateral relations and expressed mutual happiness over the good relations between Cambodia and Vietnam. The President of Vietnam began a two-day official state visit in Cambodia, accompanied by a high-level delegation on Tuesday. He met with King Norodom Sihamoni and Queen Mother Norodom Moniniet Sihanouk, then continued on to meet Prime Minister Hun Sen and sign 7 important bilateral documents between Cambodia and Vietnam. Darshana Gochan, EAC News.
As part of his official visit to Cambodia, Vietnamese President Xi Jinping has paid a courtesy visit to the President of the National Assembly of Cambodia, Heng Samrin, on Tuesday afternoon. Following the visit, the Vietnamese president also attended the groundbreaking ceremony of the new administrative building of the National Assembly, which the government of Vietnam provided $25 million to help build back in 2017, as means to a further strengthening the two countries' ties.
The President of Vietnam paid a courtesy visit to the President of the National Assembly, Heng Samrin, then continued on to attend the groundbreaking ceremony for the new administrative building of the National Assembly. At the ceremony, the Secretary General of the National Assembly, Leng Ping Long, stated that the building was a grant from the Vietnamese government to the Royal Government of Cambodia during a previous visit from the Secretary General of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Nguyen Phu Trong, on July 2017. He added that the construction of the new building will cost around $25 million and will be built on an area that is 27 meters wide and 49 meters long. The building will also be 12 stories high and have an underground parking space that can accommodate around 260 vehicles. Secretary General Leng Penglong hopes that this building will be built according to these specifications and be strong and of high quality. He continued to say that he believes that this magnificent building will become a symbol of friendship between the nation of Cambodia and the nation of Vietnam. Darshana Gochan, EAC News.
The leader of the Khmer Rise Party, Sok Savan Watanabe Sabung, also known as William Gong, has been arrested on Monday, along with 13 other suspects connected to the robbery of the tycoon Ian Surmay. Robbers disguised as authorities came to Ian Surmay's house on Sunday to steal diamonds, jewelry and iPhones. EAC News reporter Tashani Gochan has more details.
14 people, including the president of the Khmer Rise Party, Sok Savan Watanabe Sabung, also known as William Gong, have been arrested in connection to the robbery of tycoon Ian Surmay. 12 suspects, including the Khmer Rise Party leader, were arrested on Monday night, while 2 other fleeing suspects were caught and arrested on Tuesday morning. Ian Surmay was robbed of 3 diamond necklaces, other jewelry, and iPhones worth a total of $1.6 to $1.9 million on Sunday. The robbers came to the tycoon's house disguised as competent authorities with a fake arrest warrant and handcuffs to steal the items. The arrest of the suspects took place at a villa in Bore Peng Huot in Minh Chey District, Phnom Penh, led by the Deputy Commander of the National Gendarmerie and Commander of the Phnom Penh Municipal Gendarmerie, Lieutenant General Ruat Sriang, under the guidance of the Deputy Commander of the Royal Cambodian Armed Forces and the Commander of the National Gendarmerie, General Sao Sokha. The Phnom Penh Gendarmerie reported that they were able to recover the stolen diamonds during the arrest and also confiscated 5 firearms. President of the Khmer Rise Party, William Gong, admitted that the robbery of Ian Surmay was directly led by him, along with 4 other people under his guidance, who were armed with 5 weapons, 1 AK rifle and 4 pistols, and wearing police uniforms. William Gong added that when he entered the house, he was carrying a pistol and a device which disabled the mobile phone and internet service in the house. However, Gong states that because he was short-sighted and not wearing his glasses, he returned to sit in the car. Afterwards, his people stole Ian Surmay's diamonds and returned to the car to make their escape. After an investigation that lasted 1 day and 1 night, the 14 suspects have been detained by the Royal Gendarmerie and are awaiting trial. Darshana Gochan, EAC News.
Cambodia's daily COVID-19 numbers now total 140,427. 4 new cases were recorded last night. 12 patients were successfully treated and discharged yesterday evening. That makes the total recoveries 116,850. Fortunately, no deaths were recorded. Cambodia's total deaths since the beginning of the pandemic now stand at 3,005. Active cases, 607. Dubbed a journey of wonder, Siem Reap gears up to welcome back travellers with the latest initiative that captures the emotion, history and beauty of Angkor. In a stunning new short film, the campaign entitled A Journey of Wonder depicts an evocative story of voyage and discovery in one of the most important cultural sites in Asia. EAC News reporter Yuri Matosko has more.
The cinematic masterpiece was conceived by hotelier Ray Moraga, with the direction of cinematographer Oyen Rodriguez. The initiative gathered a powerhouse cast of people, including international artist Christian Develter and Mui Tiam Lim, celebrated fashion designer Eric Resina, artisan silk Oum Sophia Peach, lacquer master Eric Stocker, as well as acclaimed groups such as the Sacred Dancers of Angkor and Fair, the Cambodian Circus. The 4-minute video is narrated by Ray Moraga, exploring Siem Reap while reflecting on his time in the kingdom. Ray Moraga brings the public through magnificent monuments and breathtaking landscapes of Siem Reap in the appropriate time of reopening of borders and resuming of tourism in the city. EAC News had opportunity to interview Ray Moraga, who explained more about the video campaign.
So a Journey of Wonder is a new Siem Reap campaign which was initiated by myself, Oyen, and a community of artists and people in Siem Reap. This short film captures really the beauty, the magic, and the history of Angkor, which is one of Asia's most important cultural sites. How we came up with the video is during the pandemic, we were thinking how to launch Siem Reap as a revitalized destination. So during the pandemic, there were a lot of articles and, mindsets have changed. So people want a more safe travel. They want more secluded destination, slow travel. And I think Siem Reap is the perfect match for all these reasons. So we engage with the different communities in Siem Reap, whether you're an artist, you're a chef, you have an important or a wonderful site that we could film. So basically, it's a project for the community, by the community. So we started planning about this in July last year. So we tried to do the story, and we started filming in November. It took us about a month because there were several locations. We went to the temples, we went to Phnom Kulen National Park, Tonle Sap Biosphere Reserve, all these areas. So it took us about a month to shoot the video, and then Oyen edited the video, and it was ready by January. And we were waiting for the borders of Cambodia to reopen.
Among the scenes of natural beauties, cultural and traditions have also been portrayed, such as a unique khmer architecture, fine arts and crafts at the Team's Gallery and Stalker Studio, and the venerable technique of silk weaving and golden silk. The Apsara dance, declared by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, has also been captured in the video. The campaign has been launched during the Angkor International Festival of Arts, organized by artistic director Aaron Karpin, with the presence of Princess Norodom Changsita, daughter of the late princess, as well as patroness of the arts Norodom Bupa Devi. Speaking with EAC News, Ray Moraga believes the Angkor International Festival of Arts is a landmark event for Siem Reap's tourism after hard moments of survival during the COVID-19 pandemic.
So it's the inaugural Angkor International Festival of the Arts. It's a great way to relaunch Siem Reap. So we say it's a renaissance for Siem Reap, having all the artists converge, both in person and also online. There were a lot of events happening throughout the week, whether it's in Angkor, traditional arts, and also contemporary, and also the Readers and Writers Festival happening around town. And we're so honored that we were given a chance to really have the world premiere of this campaign during the festival, and thanks to Aaron Carpen and Coralie Chapono.
He has also shared his feelings regarding Siem Reap's charm and magic that enchanted him since his first day in the city.
Well, I arrived in Siem Reap, I arrived in Cambodia in 2018, and living here has really been a gift. We're so fortunate to be surrounded with this majestic heritage structures, which is just really, like it's almost our backyard. And the Journey of Wonder video is a reflection of my journey, and I hope this will invite more tourists, more visitors to Siem Reap.
At last, the hotelier has also expressed his hopes for tourism in Siem Reap and the whole kingdom, which was being reopened for fully vaccinated tourists after a successful vaccination campaign promoted by the royal government.
I think it's very hopeful. Over last weekend, we had the Angkor International Festival of the Arts, which was very well attended. Also last week, we welcomed the first international flight to land in Siem Reap Airport. And today, the Prime Minister has officially announced that the community outbreak in February has been addressed and resolved. And I think overall, there's a positive energy, and we're excited to welcome tourists once again in Siem Reap.
In what is hoped will be an upcoming year of travel recovery, a Journey of Wonder video campaign aims to invite both domestic and international travelers to be amongst the first to rediscover the revitalized dynamism of Siem Reap and the once-in-a-lifetime privilege of seeing the architectural wonders of Angkor. Yuri Matosco, EAC News.
An arrest has been made in connection with the horrific motor accident in Kampong Svai on Sunday, where 6 people were killed. What was initially thought to be an accident when a Toyota Tundra driving at excessive speeds drove into a group of motorcyclists now appears to be intentional, and the driver has explained his actions. EAC News reporter Kong Srey Po has the update.
It was at 12:30 in the morning on Sunday when a Toyota truck driving recklessly and at excessive speed collided with numerous motorcycles, leaving 6 dead. The dead have been identified as Ruh Bun Lee, Wat Panat, Prom Mesa, Pon Supira, and Bo Prohwin. One has yet to be named. In a police video, the driver of the Toyota truck, Lee Cham-nan, has outlined what happened. At the video, a man is seen sitting in a chair explaining his action that night. In the clip, he explained he was assaulted by the 10 men who arrived on motorcycle outside of the Predong Pagoda. He ended up injured in the assault but managed to escape. The driver then retreated to receive medical aid at a local hospital. But while leaving, he was confronted by the gang for a second time. As a response, he retaliated by driving his truck at a speed into the gang, killing 6 of them. What at first appeared to be a simple case of negligent driving has now become one that could see Lee Cham-nan facing multiple murder charges. Kong Srepoa, EAC News.
A Cambodian NGO is raising awareness on the issue of domestic violence in the country. Using new immersive virtual reality technology, Siem Reap-based NGO This Life launched its 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, titled Virtual Reality, on the 25th of November, drawing attention to the impact that violence has on all members of the community, and especially calling attention to the fact that violence is not a game, but an unfortunate reality for many women in Cambodia. EAC news reporter Dashana Gochan sat down with This Life's executive director, Billy Gorta, and the community's section leader, Borna Che, to talk about their campaign and its important subject matter.
This Life is a Siem Reap headquartered NGO that strives to protect women in Cambodian communities experiencing domestic violence. As part of the annually held International 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign, This Life released a short film titled Virtual Reality, which shows the reality of domestic violence as experienced by women in Cambodia and calls on everyone to reach out, check in, and act. EAC News sat down with 2 representatives from This Life to discuss the campaign and the importance of raising awareness about gender-based violence and, in particular, domestic violence in Cambodia.
So everyone, my name is Billy Gorta. I'm the Executive Director of This Life Cambodia. The mission of our organisation is to listen to, engage with and advocate side by side with children, families and communities as they define and act on their own solutions to complex social challenges. This year we ran a campaign called Virtual Reality, which is part of the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, which is a global campaign run annually to tackle the source of violence against women in particular. Domestic violence isn't a Cambodian problem alone, it's a global problem. And research shows that 1 in 3 women across the world face violence at some point in their lifetime, which is a shocking statistic, which is something that we're trying to address. So this year, the campaign was titled Virtual Reality. It's an interactive campaign centered on the message that as a family and a community, we can do our part to protect the ones that we love with the aim of ending violence against women. The campaign call was to invite people to reach out, to check in and to act to make sure that women in your community are okay. We were able to reach 1 in 4 Cambodians during this campaign, which means more than 4 million Cambodians saw the virtual reality campaign on social media. And on average, people saw the message of reach out, check in and act at least 3 times, which is quite phenomenal.
This Life's community section lead, Borani Chia, further elaborated on some of the reactions and responses they have been getting since the campaign launched, and the work that the organization is doing to further support people who have experienced or witnessed domestic abuse.
The result of this campaign also, we have people share their feelings, share their experience, also reach out to our campaign, through our campaign in our social media that we use, Facebook, Instagram. We have different sources. Then we receive a lot of reach out to support themselves when they have experience of domestic violence, and also there are people that reach out to us to share the information about their neighbor, about their family, who have experience of domestic violence as well, asking how they can support those people, asking how they can reach out to get more support. It's not just during this 16-day campaign, but our team still now provide support to those who reach out through our Facebook. So then we can link them to their local authority, we link them to NGO who work in the related need that they seek support for, because we don't have everything in place. We don't have all service that people need, but then we link to different network that we have. We have NGO, a list of NGO who work in domestic violence related. We have the telephone number from the government, local authorities that who responsible for domestic violence related as well. So this is how we run the campaign, and we provide support to those who reach out to us.
The short film called Virtual Reality is quite confronting in its depiction of violence, which some viewers may find distressing to watch. Executive Director Billy Gorder explained the importance of representing the reality of this violence experienced by women, and also touched on why the organization chose to use virtual reality to portray this message.
Okay, so sadly, like 1 in 3 women globally experience physical, sexual, emotional, or economic intimate partner violence in their lifetime. And of the Cambodian women experience violence or abuse, 49% of women never talk about it to friends or family. And this is often due to feeling ashamed, blaming themselves for their partner's behavior, or the fear of retribution. So we ask people to watch our video to understand many women's reality. So the core message is life isn't a game, but this, for some, this video is their reality. So the central message is to let's all take a role in ending violence against women and to make our community safer. And the virtual reality headset demonstrates clearly this. It demonstrates clearly that life isn't a game. This is someone's reality, and it can happen all around us without us knowing, as women are afraid to speak out.
Over 2.3 million people have viewed the virtual reality domestic violence awareness campaign video so far. This life continues to encourage people to watch, share, and comment so that women can know that they are not alone and that there is still support available to them. The organization stresses that this campaign is not only about awareness raising, but also asks everyone to reach out, check in, and act to make sure that the people around you are okay. They provide resource materials for people in a variety of forms, including audio versions of the law, telephone numbers of the National Police Hotline, and Child Helpline Cambodia, and they have also created a chatbot through their Facebook Messenger that instantly answers people's questions about how they can approach someone experiencing domestic violence. This life reminds everyone that domestic violence is a serious problem in communities, and violence against women is associated with a complex interplay of risk factors at the individual, relationship, community, and greater society levels, which cannot be understood in isolation. Darshana Gauchan, EAC News.
Chilean leftist former protest leader Gabriel Boric won the country's presidential runoff election on Sunday, capping a major revival for the country's progressive left that has been on the rise since widespread protest roiled the Andean country in 2019.
With over 99% of bailouts counted, 35-year-old Gabriel Boric, who leads a broad leftist coalition, had up to 56% of the vote, compared with 44% for the far-right rival José Antonio Cast, who conceded defeat. 10 years after leading students' protests demanding better education, Gabriel Boric set to become Chile's youngest ever president on Sunday, capping a remarkable rise for the Andean nation's progressive left. The former law student has pledged to bury Chile's neoliberal economic model with the defeat of far-right rival José Antonio Cast. Boric, who will take office in March, has stepped in public anger at Chile's market-oriented economic model, widely considered to have helped drive decades of rapid economic growth but stoking inequality. That imbalance has sparked widespread angry social uprisings in 2019, lighting the fuse for the political rise of the progressive left and the redrafting of the country's dictatorship-era constitution. During a speech after his electoral victory, Boric said his government will expand social rights but will do so with the fiscal responsibility and taking care of the economic and, in the words, top copper-producing nation. He has said that he will do his best with the trust people have placed in him. He promised that he will not forget justice, truth, and respect. A native of Punta Arenas in Chile's far south, Boric, as a student, led the Federation of Students at the University of Chile in Santiago. He rose to prominence leading protests in 2011, demanding improved and cheaper education. By 2014, still in his 20s, he had joined the National Congress as a lower house lawmaker, representing Chile's vast and sparsely populated southernmost region of Magallanes. Although a known face of the left in Chile, Boric was initially a dark horse candidate for the presidency. He just reached the threshold of 35,000 signatures needed to be a candidate. But then he beat out the popular Santiago's region mayor Daniel Jadue of the Communist Party to lead the leftist alliance. Boric has since looked to distance himself from some of the more extreme views of the far-left groups in his alliance, including support from the Communist Party from the Venezuela government of President Nicolas Maduro.
Now for a look at news making international headlines this Tuesday, 21st of December.
The Russian Ministry of Defense has released on Monday what they said was the first video of unmanned aerial vehicle Orion hitting an aerial target. The ministry has said in a statement that the new Russian UAV hit a helicopter-type drone during tests on the military training ground in Crimea. Orion can also conduct reconnaissance far apart from a base airfield for dozens of hours, the ministry added. Constant began the development of Orion in 2011 as part of the Russian MOD-funded Inokdets program. In 2013 to 2015, the company has revealed the first layout of the Orion. In May 2016, RIA Novosti has reported that test flights of the drone has begun. According to the Russian Defense Minister, the Orion was tested for strike missions in 2019 in Syria. In 2020, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation has received one batch of Orion drones for trial operation. On 24 August 2021, it was reported that the Russian MOD and Constant has signed a deal for the procurement of 5 combat groups of an upgraded version of Orion.
Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa has returned to Earth on Monday after a 12-day journey into space, a voyage he said he saw as a dry run for his planned trip around the moon with Elon Musk's SpaceX in 2023. The 46-year-old fashion magnate and art collector, who successfully launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan on 8 December, along with his assistant Yoso Rirano and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Mirsukhin, landed as scheduled in a different location on the Kazakh steppe. Maezawa, a space enthusiast, has made the trip in a Soyuz spacecraft and became the first space tourist to travel to the International Space Station in more than a decade. The billionaire will become the first private passenger on the SpaceX moon trip in 2023 as commercial firms including Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin usher in a new age of space travel for wealthy clients. The billionaire, who sold his online fashion business Zozo to SoftBank in 2019, is searching for 8 people who will join him in his moon voyage in 2023, requiring applicants to pass medical tests and an interview.
And the Associated Press news agency has announced on Friday one of its photographers, Mahmoud Ilyan, was pushed and beaten by Israel police in an unprovoked attack while covering the protests requiring hospital treatment. There were also clashes between Palestinians and Israel police in the Flashpoint East Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. The AP has said it was outrage, and the Foreign Press Association called for an investigation. In response, a police spokeswoman has said police officers use means to disperse riots to maintain public order and that the incident would be investigated. The United Nations Mid-East Peace Envoy was warned against escalating tensions on Friday after Palestinian gunmen have killed an Israeli in the occupied West Bank, and Jewish settlers were accused of attacking Arab villagers in the aftermath. Yehuda Dementman, 25, was killed on Thursday in an ambush on his car as he left Homish, an Israeli settlement in the northern West Bank that was evacuated in 2005 and is now home to a religious seminary. Palestinians have reported settlers attacking nearby villages, shooting, hurting stones, and injuring one man in his home in Kirkuk. Settlers' leaders said Palestinians also throw rocks at Israelis.
After the break, a look at all the latest sports news.
EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code and maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, 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 wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EAC News' audience is growing. Our YouTube channel has over 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube. It's given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EAC News' hard work and incredible achievement. She says we brought a unique voice and style to the world, but have also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to YouTube and search for EAC News. Subscribers get alerts when the daily Roundup is premiering and live events are streaming. Get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. The EAC News channel on YouTube. Cambodia made clear. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
The Jet Ski Pro Tour 2021 was held in Thailand, with the presence of athletes from other countries such as Cambodia, competing in numerous categories. It was a good result for the Khmer jet ski rider Saleh Omud, who was the gold medalist for the Asian Games in 2018, and now has topped the first at the Pro-Am Ski Modified Championship.
The Cambodian gold finalist Saleh Omud has shared his pride and happiness winning the Games. He has stated he will continue to work hard for the sport, especially for the upcoming big international challenges. He added that during the Jet Ski Pro Tour of this year in Thailand, he did well, earning the first place during the first, third, and fourth rounds of the competition. The first round of the challenge took place on the 30 and 31 of October, while the second round was held between 20 and 21 of November. The third round was held on the 4th and 5th of December, and the fourth round during the 18th and 19th of December. Saleh Omud has not been the only Khmer athlete competing at the Jet Ski Pro Tour. Ming Mustan, Ming Osman, Kai Vengsden, and Saleh Philing were the other Cambodians attending the contest.
The National Olympic Committee of Cambodia, known as the NOCC, has organised a seminar on Olympic education and women's equality in sports this Monday at its headquarters. The seminar and the participation of many female students and athletes. The Secretary-General of the NOCC said that this is a course to encourage the women's movement in sports, especially for the upcoming SEA Games in 2023, in which the Kingdom will be hosting the event.
Trainer of the NOCC workshop, Bui Suporn, said that the program lasted all day on Monday. In the morning, many experts gave a presentation on education and Olympic values. The NOCC annual important program also featured keynote speakers who won Cambodia's first Asian Games gold medal in 2014, Sorn Sivmay, and former Southeast Asian Games gold medalist in the wrestling category, Jo Sotira. The organizers brought all female participants to play badminton, with the NOCC collaborating with the Badminton Federation of Cambodia to provide national coaches and badminton players with technical support. He added he will continue to support more women to participate in sports and support the process of preparing for the 2023 Southeast Asian ASEAN Para Games. The International Olympic Committee has urged the national Olympic committees of each country around the world to make women's sports equal to men's sports, increasing the number of women in sports by at least 30%. Another important point discussed at the seminar was the importance of Cambodia hosting the 32nd Southeast Asian Games and the 12th ASEAN Paralympic Games. To encourage students and youth to participate in the Kingdom's first historic sports event, which requires nearly 10,000 volunteers, the committee has requested the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports to extend the study vacation between the Southeast Asian Games, scheduled on 17th May of 2023. The Secretary General also stressed that the seminar aims to provide opportunities for young people and students to receive hospitality experience, support the organization of the competition, and see the progress of sports for the benefit of their study.
One of the world's most popular tennis players, Rafael Nadal, said on Monday he had tested positive for COVID-19 upon arrival in Spain after making his comeback from injury in the Marbella World Tennis Championship in Abu Dhabi last week. The 20 times Grand Slam champion said he was having some unpleasant moments, but was hoping to feel better soon and would keep people informed about his plans for future tournaments.
On his Twitter account, Rafael Nadal announced the confirmation of COVID-19, saying it was right after playing the Abu Dhabi tournament. The 35-year-old said he had tested negative at all times when he was in Kuwait and Abu Dhabi and had last tested negative on Friday last week. The Spaniard's come back from injury at the exhibition event, his first tournament appearance since the City Open in Washington in August, ended in 2 close defeats by Andy Murray and Denis Shapovalov. Nadal has also written he's having some unpleasant moments, but hopes that he will improve little by little. He has also added his homebound and have reported the results to those who have been in contact with him. The tennis player has also stated that, as a result of the situation, he will have total flexibility with his calendar and will analyze the options depending on his evolution. He has also assured he will keep informed of any decisions about his future tournaments. Nadal spent 4 months on the sidelines with a foot injury. He was knocked out as Roland Garros in the semifinals and was forced to pull out of Wimbledon, the Tokyo Olympics, and the US Open. He has said he could not guarantee he would make the trip for the Australian Open, which begins on January 1st.
The Freestyle Ski World Cup is being held in the city of Inchin in Italy. This year is the 50th season, organised by the International Ski Federation. It started on the 22nd of October and will finish on the 26th of March 2022. This season includes 6 disciplines: moguls, aerial, ski cross, half-pipe, slopestyle and big air. At the ski cross men and women categories, the winners have been announced.
Sandra Naisland and Bastien Midol topped the podiums in ski cross in the final Freestyle Ski World Cup competition of the year in Inishen on Monday. The first place finish was Naisland's 6th out of 7 races so far this season. If the Swede manages to win every remaining race of the season, she will finish with 30 total wins, enough to surpass the current record held by Fanny Smith of 29 victories. Smith of Switzerland came in second on Monday, followed by Canada's Marielle Thompson in third. In the men's competition, Midol came from behind to overcome Sunday's winner Ryan Regez to take his first win of the season. The Frenchman edged the Swiss by 0.06 seconds, with Regez's compatriot Tobias Bauer taking third for his first ever podium. Going into the holiday break, Naisland leads the women's competition with 550 points, 124 points ahead of Smith, who is in second. Midol's win saw him overtake teammate Terrence to lead the men's championship on 357 points to Chiknavorian's 350.
Now let's have a look at the weather and see what you can expect for tomorrow. And finally, Sydney lit up with Christmas lights in the city centre, encouraging residents to get out and enjoy the festive season after a year that saw an extended coronavirus lockdown all the way across the city.
Australia is the land down under, where the seasons are opposite to Americans. While the North Hemisphere is celebrating Christmas on winter with the famous snow falling in the sky, Australians are celebrating their Christmas during the summer vacation. The most popular event of the Christmas season is called Carols by Candlelight. People come together at night to light candles and sing Christmas carols outside. It's a custom for Australian families to do activities outside, such as grilling meals outdoors on a barbecue, which they call the barbie. Families decorate their homes with ferns, palm leaves, and evergreens, along with the colorful flowers that blooms in summer called Christmas bush and Christmas bellflower. Christmas festivities begin in late November, when schools and church groups present nativity plays. On Christmas Eve, families may attend church together. Some children expect Father Christmas to leave gifts, and others wait for Santa Claus to visit and deliver gifts. They all sing carols throughout the month of December. St. Mary's Cathedral in the heart of Sydney is bathed in a visual light display with scenes of an angel, Mary and Joseph, and the three wise men riding camels. Shoppers browse stores in Pitt Street Mall under the canopy of light as others walked through a candy cane-inspired light installation in Darling Harbour Precinct. The tallest Christmas tree in New South Wales State, stood in Martin Place, has been decorated with more than 110,000 LED lights and 330 baubles as Christmas carols flooded the square, adding to the joyous spirit of the season.
Thank you for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EAC News Channel. For more breaking news and updates, check out our website, eacnews.asia, or search EAC News on Telegram or at your favourite app store. More from the EAC News team tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We'll see you then.